excited. And as we look forward to the year of 2025, I want us to always remember the why we are here tonight, our students. And I believe, because of optimistic, and I am optimistic, or could be optimistic of the direction that we're heading. We are taking steps in 2024 to improve our schools, the quality of life in our community. And I think 2025 will deliver on the promise of us being better, a better school district. So before we get started tonight, I would like to take a moment of silence for the students that were impacted in the school shooting in Madison, Wisconsin. I would just like for us to just have a moment of silence. Now move down, we'll follow the agenda as it has been printed. We'll now move down to information items and reports. We'll first start with the superintendent's report. Ms. Blankenship.
Good evening, and thank you for being here today. We're going to give you an update about our Atlas testing from Jenkins and Ms. Lawrence. That's what we're doing also to improve those scores for the
Zoom. Technical live.
The Zoom's not working, or the other's not working. Yeah.
Hit it. Hit it. Share. Oh, it's you here now. The view here?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna move it back here so they can see.
Oh.
We can't get the, we can't get them to see the screen now.
No. Yeah, we already shared it.
Where is this document though? Where is this document? So we can put it out here.
Email.
Okay, so I'm saying where, so we can get it on this screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Still showing. Okay. This one. A few technical difficulties. We can't get the presentation to show on the screen.
Okay, let's start. Work on that. Like you took this time, I will read the action item. Discussion on action items. No action items. Take the vote for most and move on. Because I think we find something. So I'll start with action item A, the November 21st meeting. Any further information or discussion there? Action item B, the December 5th special meeting. Further information or discussion there? Action item C, the December 16th walk test. Any further information or discussion there? If there's no further information on action items A, B, and C, to accept those actions. There's been a motion and a second. All They were, and miles of open action, I would pay the reason right hand at this time. Motion carries unanimously.
Oh, cool.
Ms. Blankenship, action item. There, you go.
And I think you placed, information here and also.
And that's all for the record, so. I appreciate on time. I'm Lisa Boone with American Fidelity. I think I know most of y'all from the Arkansas School Boards Association. So, I work for American Fidelity. We are exclusively endorsed by the Arkansas School Boards Association. I've been since 2019. So I see all that endorsement. And we've also heard lots of things about us as a company over the years we have done. So we provide benefits. We only work in public sector. And so everything about us is purpose. And so I think we've had lots of conversations about this over the years. So tonight is really a summary and questions and vote to let American Fidelity take their own regarding the supplemental benefits like dental insurance, cancer, disability, sexual retirement, flexible spending accounts, 401ks, all those kinds of things. In visiting with many of you over the years, I think there has been lots of employees happy with everything that is offered right now. And so we started to remedy that and make that better for all your employees. So really, what we do is make a review of how we're different. We obviously take care of the topics with the finance of the state of Arkansas. So all of that we will handle and the differences are really how we work with employees. So first and foremost, all employees get our cell phone numbers and have direct access. So they can contact us about any questions regarding their benefits of state or licensed benefits of employees. Teacher retirement and state retirement. Do that and we hear from your employees that they want more information about that. The state of Arkansas does not give or send to answer questions that help your employees with that. They have to dig for it online. I've never tried to read a summary of benefits, but it is hard. And so we're sensible to your employees. We make open enrollment very informational. We empower your employees to understand the benefits they have. Everything we do is customizable. So currently your employees have like a one option. It's a good option, one option. For us, we don't believe one size fits all. The 30-year-old kid is very different than the 30-year-old. Don't want the family. So all of our benefits are customizable by the employee. The benefits that they want, take out the benefits they don't want. Their budget, they build something. It's exciting. We don't all be work together. We are different. So we like to celebrate those differences and allow people to do what's up. The other big thing is we do our pricing on our benefits in a statewide educated school. So we have tens of thousands of Arkansas public school employees. We have 47% of the schools in Arkansas. So you get discount pricing. Your employees get discount pricing based on the employees that have been from the school. So we looked at all the pricing and employees would save money across the board on the benefits because of the full pricing. Because of the full pricing, we've been in the same market since 1960. We've never had a rate increase. Never. That's kind of unheard of. We own the pool, we got money up to the rates also some pool as you get older. So employees love that. And when an employee retires from the district, like everything we have at the same price. So really great benefit with that. So those are some very high level things about that. The other big thing is our phone app. We hear from employees it's the most favorite thing we have. In the palm of their hand. I know not everyone is that savvy. We do run into schools, of course, that have flip phones, and that's great. We have all the paper we need. But those that love the smartphones, they have a phone that shows all the benefits that they have. The best part about it is they can document. That's what the employees love. You don't have to get a paper form, get a policy number, and take everything to their computer. You just go on the phone, answer a few questions, take pictures of their bills, submit it, and they get their money in the day. That is what they love. And you know, when you're sick or hurt, when you get these benefits, because you make money. And that's what we do. Make that employee experience really beautiful. They get their money very fast and easily without all the jumping through the hoops like we feel like we have to do when it comes to benefits. I don't know about you, but a lot of times my experience in other companies is you feel like it had to happen on Sunday at 4 o'clock and you have get your money. And that is just not how we do it. We only work with schools. There's no plan B. So we better be really good. And so that's, we don't have all that fine print. We make it really easy for employees to get their money, which is why they like to keep our policies forever, because it is so easy to get their money. So the phone app is huge. Then with also the fact that the employees have direct access to us and we'll get our cell phone numbers, that's really key. I think I even put my cell phone right here. No, fine. Do so. We also work with our new hires as they're hired. So each time you hire someone, we move up to the school district. Here's your benefit package that's available to you. The district spends almost 30% of their budget on it. You need to make that a big deal. It's a big deal to your people. I mean, they want to understand their benefits. They want to know how to use them. They want to know what that means to them. And we want them to know you're more than just the salary, right? You are. And that every single employee here is important, which is key. The district can't run without every single person here. So they get the service they deserve. They get welcome as a new hire and all these benefits and they get the benefits up front and they're eligible for all up front. So, and then we've got some pricing here just to show you some comparisons to what we did very quickly as far as the pricing goes. What we really find is when employees start customizing and taking they don't even ask what they do, they really end up saving a lot of money on what they're doing and they have no coverage. And because we understand state benefits and everything that we're offering wraps around those benefits, there's no double coverage or wasted money. No one can afford that. So we also, just as a side note, we have a whole data team that's going to work very closely with Ms. Southern to help scrub data and still clean up some data. And we have reports that we provide in advance, and we work directly with your agent providers to get data and data up. And we get to do all that for you guys. So we have a team that can do that, and then dollars that we can have access. So with that, it's kind of a very quick overview. Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask? One more thing I would say is no one gets harmed in the transition, and that's super key. No one goes to let that happen, right? So we take care of people, and if they have pre-existing conditions, they can just move, no problem. So everyone will be taken care of. And if there is something that someone has that they just want to keep, we're going to let them keep it. I'm not going to force anyone to do anything. We're just going to change the mode of payment where we can bill some property at home instead of through the district so we can help scrub it again. So no one harmed in the transition. If there's something they want to keep, back out. So kind of yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So we're in 47% of the schools in Arkansas right now. 47%. So that's around like 147, 55. So if you count the lots. And our company is a national company and we work with public schools. So we have tens of thousands of public schoolers across the nation.
Oh, yes, she came and she spoke with us and she made the process, you know, she just rolled it out before it, how it would go, what kind of this, gave dates for this and this and happening. And the thing that it's easy for them, nobody who's going to be people there doing it, you don't have to. And the fact that we can talk about everything. When people come, they're involved, you're like, "Oh, we gotta talk this stuff. It's one person that can help each side. I thought the whole to football,
Yeah, so what we would propose doing is doing the data scrub immediately. So I would love to call Ms. Southern tomorrow and say, hey, run this e-finance report for me, and then we'll take the e-finance report along with the providers and structured data, and then regroup maybe the first week of the January. Because we can do it in perfect and starting February and get moving and what's excited about the benefits. If you want to start seeing new hires, start getting the uploads, fees, everything. This is what we suggest. But we want to give time to let them produce what's left. So we want to be very transparent with everything. We have a very proven method of how we get information out to the folks. And we know when employees know what's coming. They won't be hard. That and they can keep it. We'd also like to get some quotes. I know the district's buying life insurance on everybody. Also say the district maybe increase the benefit, keep the rate the same, or save that. So we would propose starting to just stop those areas quickly. See sometime or March 1st. Yeah. Educational, the name of the company. You're on the floor. We should be and they will then bought PPI, got by JTS. Okay, boy, so educational benefits by managing the so we well, but only for pieces of it. So it's kind of piecemeal right now. They're doing the Section 155 piece. DataPath is doing the HSAs. You have some 403Bs in here that nobody's been at all. And then dental and vision is somewhere else, and it's like state health, state life, or retirement. And so we would take all of that under one umbrella to get it all on the phone app, get it all simplified, get it all upload, enroll all the new hires and everything at one time, and be able to answer all those questions instead of like, oh, I don't know this piece, I don't know about this. You have to do for that. Or call 1-800, which is what most of the it's just compare the benefits with, you know, and you're thinking, and very good presentation that you speak of basic. Like I said, I could talk for 20 years, just right, but I just want to just for us to make this. So on the side of that piece of paper, we did a comparison on the benefits from the booklet to show what was available for, I think it's some, I think that's already. Right there. So we looked at up the board there. Everybody has that. It's, I'm sorry, Mr. Well, the whole board has, I guess. Yes, ma'am. So we did a comparison on the rates, make sure everybody would be good on that. Okay. And that was, and that was, Mr. Hammond and Southern and Ms. Blanchett to go through all those rates and the booklet to make sure once no one will are in the transition. And again, if somebody has something that they want to keep, they can keep it. So when you do that, no one's upset, right? They like what they have, that's great. If you want to move, great. It's all up to, which is really wonderful that your employees get to be empowered with that decision to be able to decide for themselves. Do I like what I have? Do I want to move? And in looking at the rates, everyone would save money. So I anticipate most people would want to move, but you never know. Someone might have an emotional attachment to something that they have that they find playing, and then be fine with it. So when we do that, then employees are super excited and super excited. So we would propose moving forward. We've visited with so many folks and really done some diligence on everything. Not just in our next, make sure make sure that the quality are satisfied with it. Like Lisa said, someone may decide to go with what you just looked at, what they already have, and also with what Lisa just got with presented. I mean, and we talked about maybe February. She would just mention that it was pretty much like December, January. Thank you, sir. For the employees. Okay. Yes.
So, hearing this recommendation clause. I'll request for this. Okay, based on the recommendations, I'll open the floor for a motion to accept their fidelity.
We have all here.
It's like,
Now, and, continuing this to the house. No, yeah, I mean, what would you think was the justice for our recommendations? Thanks for the, in there, without team to the. So, maybe I'm just understanding.
just understand what you're saying. So, as well, in the past, yeah, I've been extended in the past 15 months. I think it was going to they make third district. This is my understanding was the problem that this would be added plus a benefit to the employees. The employee have a choice. We're not forcing anything for the employees that accept. Option. If they want to stay with God.
Yeah.
So when I hear there's something that we can do to save our employees, I'm not standing the rate. Save here, services that was brought to the district that will help our finance department. That will take an added burden on some of the state reporting, state requirement demands. Some of the other payments that may have been made that don't know how to get back to the employees. So in my case, giving the employees options, I would like, I would go through it, but I would just like to consider the options for our employees.
So what we're voting on is just to give them an option to. Have you had a chance to do some presentation of our employees?
We have not identified what we need. So what we would do is if you approve us to have a payroll slot and to do this, then we like to meet the leadership team first, and then we work through the leadership team to speak to your staff. And then at that point, they get posters with QR codes and they get email blasts and all of that. And then we would come in with everybody individually, and then each person individually would decide exactly we would upload and publish and negotiate rates.
That was a good question to put out about that we were on the same line. I didn't want to go ahead and accept this motion because of the communication. I wanted to make sure of her that the employees are aware and then just have further detail. They have an option. Regardless of what the
And she
board
just said, when you know, overview.
Yeah, overview.
Well, you bet she.
Okay, and then you all make sure that the staff, they will be aware as well. They have questions. Make a motion that we accept American Fidelity as an alternate choice to the president's provider. I said,
Have a motion and a second for that fidelity, benefit from benefit provided by the school district. All board members of state that prepare for that, city finalists.
Thank you so
We
much.
take care of school boards.
That's what we do. Thank you. And that's
Is there
all we
anything-
do at ASU too.
Is there anything? This is for.
Yes.
All employees and their families, even part-time employees, everyone. Hey, we're working on that right now. We're looking to get approval, to allow board members to participate as well. I'll actually know something in like that. That should be really exciting. You have to look at the statements and all that stuff. So all the plans.
so that's what this partnership will do, make sure that you contact our staff within the it's aware of those questions. It's actually, I don't deal in it, I don't deal in that area and this. More people know that that has lack of knowledge. So, as long as it's being done and taken care of,
And if possible, why the boards? We can proceed. Action item E, the financial report, we just received it. I am in favor of tabling it for first review of the board. Before we approve something that. Let's go.
Where is it? So it was not sent out in the email. Was not.
And you got the information in there, and it's showing today, we haven't gotten the journal entries cleared by the state. They sent an email saying that they didn't. Working on it, we're not the only ones that work. They just are showing that. That's what they have to clear it up for. Yes, with the, he still has to go to that.
There's been a motion and a second to table the financial report to further clarification and corrections. No further information or discussion on the financial report. I will be taking from all those, I got a motion. All those in favor of tabling the financial report, please signify by raising your right. Motion carried. Table next. We'll take action item E. So,
We're back with three changes that have to start with, January 14th. And we call it.
action item, 2024 policy updates, 4.5, 4.54, 4.5 F2, 4.5 F3, 4.5 F4, and 4.5 F5. For further information, we've been on policy.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. Give clarification. Okay.
I've suggested a motion for that. That kind of covers us all the way around, leaves us the option to utilize those that are applicable to y'all and those that we'll be able to. Follow my recommendation, we'll adopt all the policies that we're choose about.
I have a motion here, and I will read it aloud. I move to adopt the school choice policies recommended by the ASBA to the extent they are applicable to the Blytheville School District under the existing federal court orders, Arkansas law, rules of Arkansas Department of Education. So, all in favor of adopting, the Arkansas school choice policies recommended by SBA, please signify by raising your right hand.
Who made the motion? Yes, so it's
The recommendation for the policy. Oh, here's the.
On the sheet of stuff is, well, plugs, why would it be able to find, different, the first one is she's on page, page four of this. The first one is two, the 619, right in the bookstore. Yeah. Okay, and then the second one, on 7354. It's just, it's all place forward, it's just, this is, on page 73, page 8, yeah. 73, 13, and 73.
It's possible one of these activities is on the website. Don't say, one might be compared to something that we decided to do. How about you?
Thank you.
Okay, we'll now move down to action item G. The school calendar update. So,
The Personnel Policy Committee met, students and teachers both in the January 2nd, and past has been Professional Development Day. We should look at that and set the next step to make a plan to start the semester, and felt that was, a lot to set in place, a lot of things we need to discuss with our partnership coming up, in front of the information with the teachers and, just next semester started with this academic driven type that do that as a reset.
just going to answer the question. When we adopt the school calendar, the people see what's involved. The calendar,
From what I've been told about.
January,
Well, we thought about that, but then we will have to plan with the staff. This way we don't, students and teachers will come to the month.
oh, okay.
We will have to plan. Now, y'all wanna do that? You make some teachers happy. There.
No, so they would have to do their part. And we update the policy to reflect the current of January 6th that pushes up a different cycle calendar approach.
Teachers will have another one more day.
I think that
Right now, we're just putting the kids back on that.
January 3rd.
Yes. No, but I didn't want to add any extra, cost, but if you guys recommend it.
Yes, we will hold the special constitution.
all right,
I think
thank you.
actually,
For the most, all in favor, action item G, the school calendar update, January 2nd to be professional development. And students will not attend, please signify by raising the right. Motion carried. Action item H.
Letter stipend, and so help me out a little bit on this. A few months ago, we talked about the letter stipend was purchased. And we had some seats and we had a call where we get that cost them. But the program is intense. We put out an application for teachers or staff for this program. And in there, I include information about mastery and what has to be covered and how much time that they will be putting into all of this information or into this and what they're gonna get and how it can our students, how they will experience information. It'll be covered writing, chronological awareness, vocabulary, comprehension, with language, and those different types of things. And so, because they're gonna have to spend a lot of time on this, and maybe, a lot of our school time. These teachers or staff that apply, they're gonna be dedicated to it, and, this idea actually impacts the from was below. Very good idea. And we had, we set some boundaries, you gotta show 80% mastery, so it's gonna be a program. But not even.
I would just say that one of the things on the application, the teachers, who are K6 seeking certification or license because they have to demonstrate proficiency in science and reading and some special education teachers. So while we had other teachers who applied who were outside of that, we did prioritize and that was specified in the application. Because there are some people who may have applied just because they knew that a stipend might have been coming and would not be appropriate for the license to be So we have 20 seats that are available, for this, and we're able to, we had 40 seats, but it's the two-part, program or series where they have units 1 through 4 in one book and then 5 through 8. And so, it is also another pathway that they can speak science and reading proficiency. And so we were able to talk with the company and to get 20 seats, based on the number of needs that we have for volume 1, and then 20 seats, for next year for volume 2. So it's not costing us anything additional. We just swap the amount of seats. And this fails that way purpose is because it does hit, on pieces that will also support teachers, in intervening with students, who have tendencies of dyslexia. Sorry.
Okay, what about going down? Okay, describe the list of things.
No, that's,
Oh, that's stuff, but that's all, I have I think that's action item. Yeah, that's. Okay. Well, basically, what they can put in whether it's like.
and percent match.
So they could,
Because you can go
you can
through
go
it and not
through it and not
master
take
the information.
But that was important for us that they demonstrated mastery in the program in order to be awarded the stipend.
So letter stipend. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Motion carries unanimous. We'll now move down to action item, I, updated stipends.
And I added with the, I was just gonna say, I read it would say.
Oh,
80% match. Okay, action item I, the updated stipends with names, this was sent.
Yes, you guys voted on these things already. They just didn't have all of the names listed. It was beginning of the year and some people decided they didn't want to do that. The purpose of the different people, the updated list on the form who have done for the semester. The homeless transition liaison, they were doing time sheets, but more efficient. The stipend idea was presented by Ms. Margaret, makes a whole lot of sense. It's easier to do it this way, and like I said, efficient with cost, the time, and what we want to make it.
So in other words, we have already
Approved the,
I remember this. And now
with the
with
name.
the names, yeah. So, well, we get it, blah, 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 stipend, four. So that's all this is. For this, what we already had. Approved. To the board.
We had the, and you had the spreadsheet.
So it was. So David, we're seeing this. Emotions doesn't really time sheet versus.
They have not approved it yet.
Okay. So that. The strong school that not okay.
Right, you get paid the stipend for separating it.
Today, this. What is the development,
Right. Like I said,
it's in front person. Actually reflect it, well. Okay, Mr. Hammond, I make a motion that we accept action item I, updating stipends with name as documented. Okay.
There's a motion and a second, for the data site, which is the corrections that have been made. All the people on the data site, corrections, as documented, please signify the person for our motion hearing fails. Now move down to action item J.
I communicated to you all about the FICA Medicare withholdings, adjustment that had to be made for our employees. And I gave you information about 3 options that could be done. And I recommended that we, out as a district, using the funds to cover the approximate $28,000 because we want to resolve the issue of equitable for our employees, and it's the most important sense. Because the other 2, they are people who are no longer in our district, and we would in that. And because this is not a fault.
I make a motion that we accept option number 3, that we just pay it out. Most of the
Understand that makes me feel that. This has something previous administration. Financial.
It's not long. Is there, this is all for this past, from January to. On number 2, instead of doing it, is there a way you can do it? Production as opposed to have to take.
Like, over the next semester, like,
And so it's $10.
that's, we'll cover the amount over the second semester.
And that's what you're saying.
All in favor of the FICA medical payment option 3, absorption of the district, please signify by raising your right. All opposed, same sign. Okay, we'll now move down to personnel recommendations of the term. We have, personnel recommendation A, personnel recommendation B, appointment of certified employees, B is appointment of classified employees. Is there any need for, the discussion at this time? I'll entertain a motion to accept personnel recommendations. Been moved, do I have a second? Second, all in favor of personnel recommendations A and B, please signify by raising your right hand. Motion carries.
Explain to me. Are we without instruction?
No,
So are we short?
we still have, some positions posted, yes. We have, like, we even posted where we have a virtual teacher, we posted that because we'd rather have somebody come in, so yes.
So the ones that are classes that do not have our
they're getting support from like MCL and principals, they're getting that support. Then we need to go back up to.
Yes, wait,
and
well,
that's the result.
well, I need to, where are we with, education regulation? We postponed that for
The agenda, I was going to suggest, jump in the agenda.
yes, yes, yes. It's, hey, I would like to make a motion to add action item K, educational direction, contract. Approval. Correct.
Right.
Yes. This was a recommendation that, we tabled it, has a contract been cleaned up?
And what you, I don't know if it was sent out to everybody, I know it was sent to you, but, the final version that they sent us, they made the one step somewhere is in. And so what I did is, correct that. I mean, it was fixed, deal with all of the issues that we talked about. They listed a list of actions that were separate from the top. They also made it clear for 6 months, the payment to be made in 6 monthly installment. But what another mistake was they did not change the date of the first payment from June 15, 2024 to January 15, 2025. So I made the correction, I sent it back to them, and there was just a typo here, it should have said the word yeah, it said OR. And so with that change, I sent that back to the Blankenship today, the copy to educational directors. I thought educational directors, and they were pretty nice. And no change to notice. I didn't include the about the then current person, just 6 months. They said, if we can change it another time, instead of being, this person need to send those to that person. But they put Ms. Blankenship, me, and Mr. Hammond as people get noticed. So I thought if somebody didn't get one, the other one didn't call it. So I didn't get that. So I think it's okay. I mean, I did, as far as the price goes, I understand that was, this group was recommended by the Department of Education, and they were fine with the price. I'm not an educational expert on pricing things, but and so I checked that, it looked okay to me. And so if y'all are good with the price, and services you're getting, I explained my whole water, with all water.
In 8 months.
No, it's still the same thing. It's just, I'm giving it my blessing. I'm just like,
So, there's been a motion. Action item K, we have a second. All in favor of educational direction, contract approval, please signify by raising the right hand. All opposed, same sign. Okay. Blankenship. Great. Expanding your business.
No, okay, so as educators, we have to know how to improvise, so what we're going to do is provide the, PowerPoint, since we can't get it put on board. People who are on live can see it, but for some reason, we can't share the screen to the smart board. So we're just gonna educate you on how to implement it.
Y'all have one.
Thank you.
Well, I'm.
I just don't- I just don't know.
I have one. Here you go. Y'all.
If I want to advance the slide, you would just click the right arrow.
What?
I'll just click the right one. Yeah. Well. No. It's not moving. I tried that.
What do you have? Let's see.
I can do my part.
If you go to the second slide, the first slide is just a reminder of, we went to Atlas. Last year, first year of the summit. Now, if you're looking at the second slide, you will see a summative score, and you will see, you will also see, interim scores. Now, be aware that the interim is the same level of questioning as this year's summative. Students have only had about 45. So is the score bumped up a little? Oh, yeah. And this is also a grade to grade level comparison. I have nothing to talk about. So cohort would be like last year's third grade, fourth grade. So, now, as soon as they do a second, then we'll have better data. So see the growth from 101 to 102. But right now, all I had was the summative and the first one. Because we had last year. The ones that are highlighted, if you look at the first column in level one, it's highlighted because it actually shrank a little, right? It went from 51% to 48%. So those kids went over into the level two. That's exactly how, you'll see that in level two on grade 8, that 43% higher on level 2. So that's for some of the kids. But you want to get them along in the state and get them where they need to be. The next slide is your mathematics, same type of thing. Right? And then the last slide is science. We never included science in any of the scores except for 9 testing in the past, but they're included in it as a state. So until we see the actual area, I won't know if they're including science. Because I've asked and I get nothing. And I know some of those people will.
All right. So there's this phrase that says that you can be data rich or data rich in information poor, which means that you can have a lot of data, which we do, but your information that you get from it or what you do from it can be poor. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is how are we responding to the data. So the next slide is around dyslexia. So just to kind of give you an update on that. So based on the summative assessment, so just on the data that we were given just a little while ago, kids in grades 4 through 11, kids in grades 4 through 11, if they tested or they scored in a 1, they had to be screened for the attendances. And when I say that, in the literacy and reading portion. So if they scored level 1, we had to assess them for dyslexia tendencies. We also had to assess students who scored below the threshold for oral reading fluency. That's ORF, you'll see ORF. as well as ESA, which is the developmental spelling assessment. So that's how kids fail based on pattern. So of those results, we tested 106 students in grades 4 through 11. And when I say we, Ms. Griggs, who is our dyslexia therapist, is the interventionist in her team, assessed these students. Out of those students, 21 students qualified for dyslexia services, and they have begun being served by our interventionists. 18 of those students are receiving SPED services, so they did not necessarily qualify based on just dyslexia, but they had some additional disabilities. Then we have 18 students are receiving SPED, and then we broke it down by grade level, who only need specific focuses around spelling and reading assessments. So of the 106 students that were screened, 66 students did not qualify for dyslexia services. However, we are still providing intervention to those students with the same program that we do for SPIRE. So all schools have an intervention time. What it's called, it just depends by campus, but they do have a dedicated time where they will intervene for those particular students. For those who did not qualify, we have recommended some students to receive special services or testing for further evaluation for SPED services, which Ms. Walker and her team oversee. And then as of today, these are the number of students that are currently being served for dyslexia and are being served by an interventionist, whether it's a paraprofessional or a certified teacher. So 14 at BPS, 29 at DES, 24 between 6th and 8th grade, and then 13 at DHS. Any questions about dyslexia?
21 students. Now we're going to serve them. Or are you saying that 18 of those were already in SPED or?
No, so there are 18 students in SPED services that are receiving dyslexia needs through SPED teachers. So that means they are not being pulled by dyslexia intervention. They are receiving their dyslexia support through their special education, who have also been trained with the program.
They're separate.
That is correct. Yes, out of the 106 that were tested, we only had a small chunk, 21, to actually be considered to have dyslexia tendencies. But there are some obvious gaps with students, but it doesn't mean that they have dyslexia tendencies. It's probably they have not had some instruction. Some students with the absences where they're not showing up, they're missing core instruction. It's just a variety of reasons, but we're still going to provide intervention for those students.
Well, but that's good. We covered that. We covered 21 students dyslexia now. Yeah.
Yes.
How did you all find out putting out that 60 qualified?
So there is a very strenuous process where students have to take various assessments. So what we have is a SWAT team on the dyslexia group. Like this person will screen a kid on reading comprehension. This will screen a kid on phonological awareness, like how they hear sound. So there are different assessments and steps, and based on how they score on those, and those are done by people who are certified. Like that has to be like someone can score them, but it has to be a certified person that evaluates the score and will determine whether or not that if we cannot diagnose, but we can say they have tendencies of dyslexia. So interim assessment data, which is something that Mr. Jenkins just went over. One of the things that to be mindful is that for our grades 3 through 10 for interim assessment data, we cannot identify by specific students the areas that they are struggling on as far as standards. It is standard specific by classrooms, but we do not know specific student data. And so because this data is limited, we have a really hard time trying to identify specific needs. So we have them intervening on specific needs based on their common formative assessment. We do have a lot more available for our K3. I talked about the testlets before and what that does for students. So with the testlet screener for K3 literacy, as well as K2 math, we can actually drill down to specific questions and we can see and or hear student responses. We can also see specific questions. You cannot see that information on the interim assessments for 4 through 11 assessment data. So we are able to actually target more interventions with students with the testlet information because we can actually see the question.
Are they automatically enrolled in this 4 through 6? Or is it an automatic thing
So when you say identify for,
for dyslexia or whatever? Are they automatically?
like when they go to the next campus,
Right.
yes, they will still receive services, yes. Now, we do have opportunities where kids receive interventions and then they test out of those pieces. We are always screening throughout the year, so they could potentially come out of that intervention. Of course, that is our goal, that they don't need it the next year, but it is available if they do. Oh, that is correct. Yes, they hold yearly annual review conferences. The other thing is that for grades 3 through 12, they have the Atlas Classroom tool, which allows them to pull specific questions that are related to Atlas. However, that bank of questions are very limited. We also have performance level descriptors for math, literacy, and science, and it allows us to see the level of questioning that students receive on the Atlas. So we've been working with teachers on creating a common formative assessment based on the rigor of the questions and the standards. These are just some other things that we are doing. We are having learning walks that are centered around our HQIM or our curriculum fidelity checklist. These are the partners that we have been working with, TNTP, really great reading, already. And then we have a math specialist and science specialist that can come from the co-ops who we've been doing these walkthroughs with. Additionally, professional development that has been done, really great reading, benchmark, and already. The last time I talked about community partner grants, and I did meet with our specialist with that. And so we have plans of upcoming PD for the following categories: Wonder, Study, Sync, and Reveal. Then the last piece is just around interventions. So all our grade levels do have interventions within their class. I'm sorry, this is 7 months and I'm a little hot. We have 40 minutes at the primary school for interventions, or small group, and then they have an additional 50 minutes for intervention. For our K3 literacy, this is what they're doing. They're using the really great reading playground, also at Ms. Aldridge's school at 3rd grade. And then we also are doing interventions based on testlets, Lexia, and then universal screening data. And then our K2 math, they are also using data to inform their interventions. Then we have the testlets. I've already kind of talked about that. And then these are just some categories that kids are assessed on. Then the last piece is around interventions at the other campuses. So the elementary school has 30 minutes daily for small group for each grade level and content area. And then there's 30 minutes dedicated for intervention. Because kids are at the middle school and the high school have certain, what is it called? Where they move across the classes. Thank you. Where they have certain periods, they are not able to provide a small group and intervention block, but they do have at the high school what they call game time, which is goals are not everything. It is based on their specific needs, based on the scoring data. And then the other kids have win, which is what I need, intervention time. As you can see in the interim data, our assessment scores for high school math is pretty low. We also do not have a math interventionist or a math instructional facilitator, but we do have our co-op math specialist who's been coming out, and she has dedicated and said that she would serve as their interventionist and math coach. So we are really happy with that partnership. Yes, high school science and high school math is just really hard to find teachers. So when you actually find a teacher, you really can't have them as a coach because you really need them in the classroom as opposed to being a coach.
So yes, it's really difficult, but Miss Mary Allen has been coming weekly, whether she's meeting in person or over Zoom with our teachers, our math teachers, and working with them, particularly in Algebra 1 and geometry. Not the math coach one.
Have the that position going to this. Oh,
We have reposted, it was posted.
It was posted, yes, and we did not get any applicants.
uh, one of the best things about our meetings now that they're live streaming. I believe they're uploaded to the platform for people to review. We may get help that's not within our bandwidth by voice of the current meetings. So one of the things that I would ask is that make sure all the meetings are communicated and open and available for others to see. So it may be a resource to co-op or state level that may connect with the conduit between the services that we get. So all of us, we currently have a need, please make sure those are listed with Ms. Blankenship. So that's something that's pointed out to us.
Well, another thing too, we can make it okay, because math is very important. And this is why they, it's very important, like, it's a meeting.
Yes, and I think we have also discussed around flexibility, and hopefully getting a new pay schedule, coming forward.
Please work. Ms. Very hard flexibility with our community area for people who receive a increase in their salary.
These are just some in parentheses. You'll see some of the programs that we're using for interventions. And then the last thing is at 7th and 8th grade, we are about to get ready to start Cambridge non-negotiables, which is a curriculum that supports students in ACT prep. It just gets them ready for middle school. So it talks about basic math, science, and literacy skills. So that is what they're going to start using in 7th and 8th grade. And that comes from the Gear Up grant that I've presented on before. And lastly, just progress monitoring. So it's not just for us to conduct interventions and meet with students if we're not progress monitoring. So we have between 10 and 12-day learning cycles where if you identify a specific skill that a student or a group of students need an intervention on, then the teachers will document what they've been doing, and then we will discuss as a team what's been working, and then if it's not working, what we can do. If it is working, then we put the kid in the next skill set that they need support in.
Good. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. I do.
Yes.
Quick question. On the level 1, level 2, so basically if we add together all the summatives for grade 3, then for level 1 is level 3, level 4, that's gonna be 100%. Right?
Yes.
Makes my brain.
That is correct.
So the summative is that last year's.
Last.
And the interim would be what we did so far.
Yeah, and we do have another interim coming up in February. That is the goal. We want to have more students in level 4. However, level 4 is like an exceeding category.
One in the test, basically they do not understand the grade level standard. Level 2, they understand the grade level standard, but they cannot apply it. Level 3, they can apply it. They've mastered it, and level 4, they can apply it different languages like math.
And this is well, you can't see it, but I was showing on this screen, if you click on that slide that says, performance level descriptors, it will take you to a link that shows, what it looks like for a student to perform at a level 1 versus a level 2 versus a level 3 and versus a level 4. So those are pieces that we're working with teachers on as they look at their assessments in their, AQIM. How do these assessments hold up to what the state is expecting us to do? And sometimes we do have to adjust the assessment based on the wording and description that's provided by the performance level descriptor. So it's very explicit by the standards and performance level descriptors what we need to keep doing. And so we know that if we have the majority of students perform at level 1, we know what we need to do to move them to level 2.
Is there a, what was not doing science data? Don't do something. It's great. Well, if they take this, who take biology.
ELA at ninth and 10th grade is the only one that is based on grade. So if you're in ninth grade, you'll take the ninth grade ELA. And the EOCs, depending on a whole bunch of different criteria, are based on if you have that course. So if you have the senior that comes in out of state that did not have biology, they're in biology, they'll actually take the exam.
Dear board members, welcome. Oh, what fun. Dear board members, thank you for the beautiful pink roses that were presented to me at the last board meeting. I appreciate the opportunity to work with the district for 21 years. I'm excited for my new chapter and look forward to crafting and travel. I keep my days busy, and I'm not sure how I had time to work. Wishing you joy and happiness at Christmas and for the new year ahead. Merry Christmas. For so long. Just a quick update. I have some information that I need to share that I was asked to share as well. The Arkansas School Boards Association had their state conference. The board, a lot of the board attended different training sessions. Up to a while, our time in the Little the district presented the state convention. The reception and how the state board received the district was very favorable. And I am sure that we'll continue to move forward and more progress for the reports come from our meetings with the state education. Also, while in Little Rock, two of us attended Academy of Math and Sciences as a site visit tour. Marion Langston and myself went over to AMS, the Academy of Math and Science. In Little Rock, we looked at the old dot entry. They just started or just opened up an office. And we saw different innovative ways of teaching curriculum, different styles that were presented. This was a part of the Department of Education for us to attend. December the 16th, the Department of Education State Board member, Mr. Henderson, the Blytheville Board of Directors, and the State Department team went to tour Blytheville Elementary. We have now received an invitation for the building level, the principal of Blytheville Elementary School, a team of teachers, and our district level administrators and board members that to attend or tour AMS to return this because it was during our conference and most of us were in session for the Institute different breakout sessions. So the invite has been extended to the School District 10. Ms. Aldridge, your team, you know the teachers that we went into their classrooms, they're vital. So we'll coordinate with Ms. Blankenship, I'll give the information to the board. So each board member will have the opportunity to visit, EMS worldwide as well. I think we after, she said, after the holidays first. The intent and purposes of this visit is just to see something different. It's a different model, different way, different instruction, different curriculum. They teach the same kids that we teach. So if there's something we can take away from, build on, or improve our district, this is the purpose and intent that I present this opportunity. So, that's it.
One quick thing, and I'll be out the way. I just want to say that Blytheville School District is a great place to work. It's a great place for students to come. I'm excited about what's happening with that data and seeing these kids, you know, the rigor needs to increase. And I think we have come in to help us with that. The teachers, they're learning, they're growing, and this push is going to be great for administrators are learning and growing, and that's what we want to see. It's like we want our students to move, we want our administrators and our teachers to move and grow. So I'm thankful for all of the teachers and administrators, support staff in this district. We have a great group of people that just, you know, continue to move the needle forward. I think we're going to be okay. The district team is working well just to give them that little push to see where they're going in their particular areas. And thank you for it. You guys have been training to great questions involved, and I really do appreciate you taking the time to work with me. So, you know, I think 2025, we're going to see some great things happen by the public school district. And to end it all, we apply for reimbursement today to the state for how much, Mr. Phil? $150,000.
We into the house.
Sometime in the semester early.
Real quick, before, January, for training that this is State Department of SBA. This is the one that yeah, just the one day. So, oh, that's sad. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to speak. Let me just once again, we want to see before in a board meeting setting before 2025 comes in. 2024 was a tremendous, as I said earlier. I am happy to be a part of this board and to our board and the improvements that we're making to impact the students in our district. I'm excited and I'm hopeful that 2025 will deliver on that will make our community and our town better. So let's continue to work, continue to remember our why, and let's win, not lose. We all.
I think we also need to expound on Ms. Aldridge and her teachers. Yes, they were so well behaved, so many great.
I saw.
Like that, yeah.
Still trying to
Work on it.
Right. If there's no other business to come to the director.
Say something simple. Oh, top of the window, and the invite window. And the invite window. It's off. It's off. Yeah.